Alright, we go over L3, multiply polynomial. Okay, so let's make it bigger. Bigger. Here we go. So I would start with negative 2b multiply with each term inside the parenthesis. Okay? So this is what I would do. I multiply number with number. Let's write it down. Okay, negative 2b multiply with negative 2b squared. Okay? And then negative 2b again multiply with negative 3b. Okay? So now I multiply them out. Okay, number with number. Pay attention with the negative sign. Subtract 2, it becomes 4. Alright? And then the letter, let's do the letter here. Okay. B multiplied with b squared. So that should be b cubed. Okay. And now go back, the number over here. Subtract 2, subtract 3. It will be positive 6. Okay. And now the letter with letter. B with b, that's a b squared. That's it. And these two terms, you cannot combine them together, so that's the final answer. So now I put in the box 4b cubed. Move the cursor down, and then 6b squared. Ooh, between them should be the plus side. Okay? That's it. We done. Submit. They said that's right. So next one, very similar. I do it the same thing. Okay, I would multiply number with number. 4 times a is 32. Okay, and now letter with letter. A squared with a squared. Okay, so that will be 8 to the 4th. Okay, so the final answer is 32, 8 to the 4th. 8 to the 4th. All right. Super. Okay. Same thing. We need to do distribution. I would multiply a with each term inside the parenthesis. Okay. So let's do it slow over here. Okay. I can break them out. I can break them down right here. Okay. Okay. So a times 2a squared. A times 2a squared. And then a times 6. Okay. So now number with number. If you don't see the number, which is number 1? Okay. So number 1 times 2, that's a 2. A times a squared, that's a cubed. All right. A times 6, it should be 6a. You always put the number first and the letter later. Okay. A times 6 is 6a. Okay, and these two terms you cannot combine. One with a cube. Okay, this one you read at cube. C-U-B-E, cube. Not cute. Cube. All right. So that's it. Put it in. 2a cube. Move the cursor down, plus 6a. Alright, submit, done. Alright. Okay, what should we move on to level 2? Okay, so now take a hit. I do distribution. D times D, and then D times 4. So when you have that done, you move on to the negative 4. Negative 4 times D, and then negative 4 times 4. Okay, so let's do it. Okay, D times D. Okay, let's do it slow. D times D. Okay, and then D times 4. D times 4. Okay, and then plus negative 4 times D, and then negative 4 times 4. Okay, so let's do it slowly over here. D times D, that's a D squared. D times 4, that's a 4D. Negative 4 times D, negative 4D. And then negative 4 times 4, that's negative 16. So now combine line term. Look at this. 4D and negative 4D, that's a 0, is that right? You don't have to write a 0 in the answer. So you have only D squared and then subtract 16. That's it. So I put it in D squared and then move the cursor down, subtract 16, submit, voila. Okay, let's do one more, same thing over here. Okay, so I would multiply 2v times 2v, alright? 2v times 2v, okay? And then 2v times 3, okay? 2v times 3. So when you're done with that, you move on to the negative 2. Do not forget the negative side. Negative 2 times 2v, okay? Negative 2 times 2v. And then negative 2 times 3, right there. Negative 2 times 3. Okay, so let's multiply them out. 2v times 2v. So number with number, 2 times 2, that's a 4. V times v, that's a v squared. Okay? 2v times 3, 2 times 3, that's a 6. If you have only v, that's it, that's a v. Now, negative 2 times 2, pay attention to the negative side, you come out negative 4. And then v times v, you have only the v, so that's subtract 4v. Okay? Now, number with number, negative 2 times 3, that's negative 6. Okay, so now 4v squared, you cannot combine with anything, but 6v and subtract 4v, it should come out at 2v. And then negative 6 in the back, you cannot combine. So the final answer is 4v squared, 4v squared, okay, plus 2v, and then subtract 6, okay, submit. It said good work, amazing, I'm so proud, bingo. So now this is a square, so I can write this one at 2p subtract 4 times 2p subtract 4. Okay? So I multiply 2p with 2p times negative 4. When I'm done, I move on to negative 4. Alright, pay attention to the negative side. Okay? So 2p times 2p, that's a 4p squared. 2p times negative 4, negative 8p. Alright? Negative 4 times 2p, okay, negative 8p. And then negative 4 times negative 4 become positive 16. Alright, combine like term. Okay, that's it. So 4p squared, this one become negative 16p, okay? And then 16 in the back. That's it. That's the final answer. Okay, 4p squared, subtract 16. Ooh, make sure you move the cursor down. Subtract 16p, and then plus 16. Okay, that's it. Submit. It said great job. Okay, let's move to the next level. Okay, here's your next level. Okay, so we do the same thing. First, I multiply the cube with each term on the second parenthesis. And then when I'm done, I multiply negative 4 with each term of the second parenthesis. Pay attention. If you see negative sign, pay attention. Okay, so let's do this. Here we go. Q times 4q squared become 4q. I'm sorry. Q times 4q squared become 4q cubed. Alright? Q times negative 4Q become negative 4Q squared. Q times 3 is 3Q. Alright? So now I multiply negative 4 with 4Q squared, become negative 16Q squared. Negative 4 times negative 4Q, that's positive 16Q. And then negative 4 times 3, negative 12. Alright? Now combine like term. Combine like term. 4QQ, you cannot combine with anything. Alright? Negative 4Q squared and subtract 16Q squared, you can combine them together. Alright? It should come out as subtract 20Q squared. Alright? And then 3Q with 16Q, that would be 19Q. And then subtract 12 in the back. Okay? So put them together. Okay. 4Q cubed. Alright. Move the cursor down. Subtract 20Q squared. Alright, plus 19Q and subtract 12. Alright, let me double check. Yes.
I keep on getting it right, but then it's...
Give me a second. Alright, take a look over here. Alright, submit. I should be correct. Wonderful. Okay, let's pause. Okay, 2K multiply with each term on the right parenthesis. Okay, when you're done, then you multiply negative 1 with each term on the second parenthesis. Okay, so let's do this. 2K times 2K become 4K squared. Alright, 2K times 1 become 2K. Alright, now I multiply negative 1 with 2K become negative 2K. Negative 1 times 1 become negative 1. Okay, so now take a look over here. I come out 4K squared. D2 combined becomes 0, and I got subtract 1 in the back. So now I have 4K squared subtract 1. Okay, when you guys answer, do not leave any space. Okay, so I got 4K squared. Okay, I move my cursor down and I put subtract 1 right away. You see that? Emiliano? Then my answer should be correct. It said excellent. Chop chop. All right. Okay. So let's do one more on the level 4 over here. Okay. Similarly, I do 40 times with each item on the right parenthesis. Okay. When I'm done with that, I move on to negative 4, multiply with each item. Okay. So now let's do that. 4t times t squared become 4t cubed. Alright? 4t times t become 4t squared. 4t times negative 2, negative 8t. Okay. Now, negative 4 times t squared, subtract 4t squared. Negative 4 times t, subtract 4t. Negative 4 times negative 2, positive 8. Alright? So now I combine them. 4t cubed cannot combine with anything. Alright? 4t squared, subtract 4t squared, that becomes 0. Okay? And then subtract 8t, subtract 4t, becomes subtract 12t. And then plus 8 in the back. Okay? Again, when you answer in the box, do not leave any space. Do not leave any space. Okay, here we go. Alright, so enter into the box with no space. Okay, 4t cubed. Move the cursor down, subtract 12t, and then plus 8. No space. Alright? It says that's right. Oh my God. So I would multiply, start with 2D and multiply with with what happened here? Cannot move it. Okay, maybe here we go. 2D multiply with each term on the parenthesis on the right side. Okay, 2D times D is 2D square. 2D times 3 become 6D. Alright? And then when I'm done with the 2D, I move on to number 3. Number 3 times D and number 3 times 3. Okay? So number 3 times D, that's a 3D. And number 3 times 3, that's a number 9. Okay? Now combine like term. You see here, they both D, you can combine them. So 2D square plus 9D and then plus 9. Alright, pay full attention here. Previous class, when they answer the answer, one student said, my answer is correct. Why is it incorrect? Because he put a space. Do not put a space, you guys. Okay. So now, for example, this one, I can put my answer in at 2D square. And then I move my cursor down. I continue to put plus 9D. Do not put any space. And then plus 9. So when you do like that, your answer is always correct. Alright? No space. Okay? Do not invent a space here. Okay? When you do the handwriting, you can leave little space. But when you do the typing, no space. Okay? So now, you guys can do the last level, the hardest level. Okay, take a look at me here. Same thing, same step. Okay? So you can see, you start with 2R, you multiply with every term on the second parenthesis. Okay? It happened to be 3 terms. Alright? And then you move on to number 4 and you do the same thing. Okay? So let's do it slowly over here. Okay? 2R times 3R squared, number with number. So 2 times 3 becomes 6. R times R squared become R cubed. Cube. Okay, this is cube. C-U-B-B-E. C-U-B-E. Okay? It's not cute. It's C-U-B-E. Okay? And then 2R times 3R. 2 times 3 becomes 6. R times R become R squared. And then continue. 2R times 2, that's a 4R. Alright? And then we move on to number 4. 4 times 3R squared. 4 times 3, that's a 12. And then R squared. 4 times 3R, that's a 12R. Okay? And then 4 times 2, that's a number 8. Okay? So now combine like term. 6R cubed. You cannot combine with anything. But look at the square. 6R squared and 12R squared. This is you adding, alright? You not multiply, you adding. 6R squared, 12R squared. It should be 18R squared. Okay? The next one you do the R. 4R and then 12R. Is that 16R? And then number 8 in the back. That's it. You put it in the box with no space. 6R squared. Okay, move the cursor down. Plus 18R squared. Move your cursor down. Plus 16R. And then plus 8. Okay, take a look. Submit. It said keep it up. Alright, let's do one more time. Same thing. Okay? Same thing over here. I start with 2b. Okay? Multiply with each term on the second parenthesis. Okay? When you're done, you move on to number 2 and you do the same thing. 2 multiply with each term on these right parentheses. Okay? So now let's do this. 2b times b squared. So become 2b cubed. 2b times 3b. 2 times 3 becomes 6. b times b becomes b squared. And then 2b times negative 3. Pay attention. 2 times negative 3 becomes negative 6. And then with the b, it becomes b. Okay? Now move on to number 2. 2 times b squared is 2b squared. Okay? 2 times 3b. 2 times 3 becomes 6. And then with the b. And then 2 times negative 3. With the negative sign, pay attention, it becomes negative 6. Alright? Now combine like term. The q term, you cannot combine with anything. Alright? But take a look at the square term. 6b squared and then 2b squared. So that should be 8b squared. Okay? And now take a look. Subtract 6b. Ooh! Subtract 6b plus 6b. What is it? Subtract 6b plus 6b. What is it? Masene, if you have subtract 6b, you combine with 6b. What is it?
0, 0.
Oh my God, I'm impressed.
Thank you.
Alright? And then subtract 6. But do not enter the 0 in your answer. Alright? So I enter at 2b cubed, 2b cubed, and then plus a b. Ooh, make sure you move down the cursor. Okay? Plus a b squared. Alright, move down the cursor, subtract 6. Alright, submit. It said brilliant. Amazing, you guys. Thank you so much.